Hello everyone, I'm the Saxy Gamer. Today we're here for yet another episode of Civilization VI Tips, where today we're going to be talking about doing some early scouting, because scouting in Civilization VI and just getting information in general is one of the most important things for realizing where you are going to go with your game and what you're going to do in the future. So whenever you first start off a game, obviously you all have settled your capital already, and you start with a warrior normally. And what I like to do with the warrior, there's normally one of two options that I like to do with the warrior. I'll talk about the first one right now. So the first one is to just kind of go radially around my capital and just expand this circle and just keep going in a circle. So first I'll choose to move him up onto this hill. And hills are a good thing to move onto because hills will give you slightly more vision than, say, if you had moved onto something like a forest tile or something like that. So hills are generally good for getting more vision. And I'll just kind of arbitrarily, whatever, just pick some sort of research here. And what we're going to do with this warrior is we're just going to take him, as I said, around here, and there are a few things we're looking for. So one of the big things that we're looking for with this strategy would be things such as barbarian camps or nearby city-states. So keeping the warrior close like this makes this option a much safer option, because your warrior is going to be very close to your capital at all times. He's going to be able to respond if he needs to. Maybe if you run across a barbarian encampment that's really close, you can take it out very early. So generally I would go with this strategy. Oh, we just met a city-state. So right here we found the city-state, so maybe that's a city-state that we would consider taking. But generally with this strategy, I would use this if I want to be a little bit safer in a game. I want to have my warrior close to respawn. I want to make sure there's no barbarians nearby. And if there are barbarians nearby, I want to control them very early on. I don't want them to get out of hand. And then normally what I'll do is once I've explored one ring, I'll kind of just send him out a little bit farther, and I'll explore essentially another ring around the city. And there are a few things that I'm looking for. As I said, you know, I'm looking for barbarian camps, city-states. Goody huts are another really good one with this, because generally you'll be able to sweep a lot of the territory and find most of the goody huts that are around you. So once I've got my warrior settled in, I know what I'm doing with my warrior, I'll have him, you know, as I said, just going around. What I like to do with the scout is I like to use the scout and just go in a direction that I found something particularly interesting. So maybe I've found some good land for a second city and I want to see like what else is available around there. I would direct the scout that way and just have him look what's up. In this game, you know, since I've seen this city-state, I might want to see what's around the city-state and how easy it is to attack. So I'll go ahead and I'll send the scout over there. So really, the bulk of this strategy for early exploration is to use your warrior, effectively expand like your city's vision, get all the stuff that's close to your city, take out any barbarians, and then look for something interesting, whether that be a barbarian camp, whether that be a possible second city location, whether that be a nearby neighbor or city-state. And then once you're exploring around your city with that, you can construct your scout, and then if you found something interesting, you can send your scout after that. So now let's go ahead and talk about the second strategy. Alright, so the second strategy is something, it's kind of like the cardinal direction strategy, where the other one was like the ring strategy. With this strategy, what I do is I take my warrior and I just kind of pick a direction for him. So since I kind of know that there's coast over there, I'll just say that my warrior is going to go south, and he's just going to go south and find interesting stuff. And once again, we'll just kind of pick research here. And what I'm going to do for this one, the reason why this one can be good is because it can allow you to find things such as natural wonders. You can find a bit more goody huts. You can find neighbors if they haven't spawned too close to you. You can find a lot more city-states by going out farther. The big drawback to this one, though, is that if you do this with your warrior and say barbarians appear right here, then it's going to take my warrior like 6 turns to get back, so he's not going to be around to be able to respond to any threats, or if, you know, someone decides that they're going to attack me or anything of the sort. And I can just walk around like this. Now, whenever you do this strategy, there are some things that you can use to help yourself out. So first of all, your yield icons. So if you just press Y, that turns your yield icons, or you can just check it here. What you can do with these is look for some other unexpected yields that you would find on a tile. So say I had found that like this tile had 1 culture on it or something like that. And obviously this tile shouldn't have 1 culture on it because it's just a rainforest tile. So then I would know that maybe there's a natural wonder here. So you can look for any strange yields, and then maybe that will help you find a natural wonder. You can also use the appeal lens to do a very similar thing. So, so maybe if one of these tiles had like a surprisingly high amount of appeal, then you would know maybe, all right, there's maybe a natural wonder that's like Halong Bay here on the coast. And yeah, that's one way you can look for natural wonders. Another thing you can do is if you're looking for people, turn on the settler lens, and you can see like these two tiles should be settleable, but they're not, which means that somebody has a city right in here. And as we know from exploring before, we know that that's a city-state right there. So yeah, just to recap that, you can use the appeal tile as well as yield icons to look for natural wonders, so look for any abnormalities there. Like I would normally not expect just a regular plains tile to have like breathtaking appeal, but maybe if it's next to a natural wonder, it would have breathtaking appeal. Same thing goes with the yields there. Like if you would normally expect tiles to just have food and production, unless they have a resource on them, of course. But if they have other yields on them, or the yields are like unexpectedly high, then maybe there's a natural wonder nearby. You can also use the continent lens. The continent lens isn't going to be too important, as depending on what leader you're playing. Since I am playing London, or I'm not playing London, I'm playing England in this game, so I would particularly be looking for more continents, so I would want to make sure I go out and see if I can find continent splits, and that would just kind of influence where I'm settling other cities. So that is another useful one. And the settler lens as well can really just help make sure that or can make it a lot easier to find cities, because even though I don't see that there's a city here, I can tell that there's a city there because I can't settle here. So there must be something that's preventing a city from settling, which would be a nearby city. So we'll just keep sending our warrior out in a single direction, and then normally what happens whenever I get another scout is I'll just pick another direction. So since I know there's coast here, I will just send him eastward, and I've just met that city-state. So really, just the big thing with this strategy is just pick a direction, send somebody in a direction. If you see something interesting, take a look at it. But if not, just keep sending them off. And you can use your lenses to make sure that you can find things that you might not be otherwise directly seeing. This is a strategy that you could use maybe a second scout on to go one of the other directions, or you could hope that you get one from a goodie hut. But this one is really good for just finding a lot of other things, but it is not good if you want to be very defensible in the early game, because as I said, you have to take your warrior and your scout. Even if you want to use your scout defensively, you have to take both of those units farther away from your capital. They're not going to be able to respond. Like, it would take 8 turns to get back to the capital, so if I get attacked, I would be in trouble with this strategy. But this is one, if I'm feeling a little like I just don't care what's going to go on in the game, and I'm just gonna go for it and hope that it works out, this is a strategy I would like to use. So thank you everyone for watching. I have been the Saxy Gamer. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you're looking for more Civilization 6 content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.